Good morning, this is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, starting off with some partly cloudy skies out there this morning. We do have a nice and seasonable day ahead of us today. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we have high pressure in control over the eastern part of the country that is keeping things quiet with nice and seasonable conditions. As we move into late tomorrow and into Saturday morning, this area of low pressure will track across the northeast or the northern part of the country and bring a cold front moving through our area again overnight Friday into Saturday morning. Current conditions as of 8 a.m. this morning, we have a few clouds out there at 20,000 and a scattered deck around 25,000 feet, and they will continue to build in the area. We have light winds out of the west at 4 knots, temperature at 34 degrees, relative humidity is at 64%. If we take a look at the current visible satellite, we can see this bulk of mainly high clouds that will be pushing through the area as we go through the morning hours today. Could see some breaks in that high clouds as we get into the afternoon, the later part of the afternoon, but then we'll see an increase in cloud cover as we go through the overnight and evening hours tonight. But otherwise, light winds across the area with some chilly temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s. If you look at the short-term high-resolution model, see how things play out today, expecting dry and seasonable conditions today. So overall, nice weather and should be good conditions for the next Rocket Lab launch attempt this evening. And as we go into the evening hours, we'll see just, again, mainly the mix of high clouds around today, and they will continue into the evening, and then we'll see those high clouds start to build in more solidly as we go through the overnight and into the morning on Friday, becoming mostly cloudy. And as we go through the day Friday, we'll see winds start to pick up out of the south-southwest, becoming quite gusty, so quite breezy to possibly windy at times. Good chance of seeing a wind advisory. And as we go through the day, we'll see very warm temperatures ahead of this front as it pushes into the area. A very slight chance of a light isolated shower during the late afternoon into the early part of the evening, but the bulk of the precip out ahead of that front should start to push through as we go through the overnight and early morning Saturday hours. As we get into Saturday morning, we'll have those rain showers around. We'll see a wind shift as the front pushes through, but that front will help to push those showers off the coast and those winds out of the northwest, remaining slightly breezy with some slightly cooler air, but things don't cool down too much for the morning Saturday before we see a slight rebound in temperatures for Saturday afternoon to just a couple of degrees below average for this time of year. So if we take a look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we are green across the board for weather risk today, expecting temperatures to climb into the 50s to around 56 degrees, so fairly seasonable for this time of year. We'll have westerly winds as we go through the morning hours, and we'll see those winds start shifting to more west-southwest to southwesterly as we get into the later part of the afternoon. Right around 8 to 13 knots. Could see some peak winds around 18 knots for the afternoon. Then we'll see those peak winds calm back down to around 7 to 12 knots out of the south as we get into the evening and overnight hours, and then staying south-southwesterly. Just a slight breeze through the morning hours on Friday, and then starting to get a little gusty as we start the day on Friday. Otherwise, just a mix of high clouds around the area today, and then we'll see those high clouds thickening up as we go through the overnight hours and into the morning. That will keep the low temperature from dropping too low, as well as those south-southwesterly winds. So we'll see a low around 43 degrees right around midnight, and then things will stay around 43 to 45 degrees as we go through the morning hours on Friday. At the moment, tides are running normal. If we look at the next couple of days, Friday looking to be starting off mostly cloudy, and then we'll see overcast conditions building in ahead of that next system. We'll see a mild day with a high around 65 degrees, and we'll see those winds picking up, becoming breezy to windy at times. So we do have that red risk for winds that are above 25 knots. And then we'll have that slight chance of an isolated shower late. So we do have that yellow risk for precip. As we go into Friday evening, we'll see cloudy conditions with rain showers likely, and we'll see breezy and mild conditions as well, with a low again just getting down to around 42 degrees. So we do have that red risk for precip Friday evening, as well as a yellow risk for winds that are above 25 knots with those breezy conditions, but slightly lighter than what we'll see on Friday. And then we'll have that chance of reduced ceilings of visibility with that shower activity. As we go into the day on Saturday, we'll start off mostly cloudy, and we'll have a very slight chance of a lingering light shower early in the day, but most of that should be pushing out of the area by the time we start the day on Saturday. Otherwise, we'll see some slightly breezy conditions early as well, and then we'll start to see some breaks in the clouds as we go throughout the day. We'll see those temperatures rebound slightly to around a high of 51 degrees, but overall we'll see green conditions for our weather risk for Saturday. Well, that will wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.